Welcome back, everybody, to another Monday Musing here on the Why and the Buy. I want to talk to you today about being different. Why do I keep talking about being different? This is where selling starts. So many salespeople have it beaten into their heads that they need to talk about why they're better. It's not about why you're better. Better is in the eye of the beholder. Better is in the eye of your prospect. Talk to them about why you're different. Let them decide why you're better. Now, this is not about ceding control. This is not about just throwing something out there to see if it sticks. This is about presenting your solution in such a way that it is compelling to the buyer to start thinking about how it could help them. But ultimately, it's up to them. They're going to decide what better is. Look, nothing is the same, only better. Well, what about it makes it better? What's that differentiator? Can you even describe it in terms of your own solution, in terms of your own product or service? Probably not. That's a problem. But you're too busy worrying about whether cold calling or email is dead. You're too worried about how you're going to reach people and not worried enough about what you're going to reach them with. What's the message you're going to deliver? Great, you got someone on the phone. They picked up the call. What are you going to say? You're going to kind of just blather on about what you can deliver for them? They're not there yet. You need to talk about why you're different. You need to be able to articulate that difference, because that is at the crux of the selling process. When you can articulate that difference and start to tell a story about what that difference will ultimately mean to your prospect, now you're having a sales conversation. Now you're getting them to think in ways that they weren't thinking before about outcomes that they may or may not have even dreamed of being possible. That is selling. If you cannot differentiate, you cannot sell. I've said it before. I'm going to say it 1,000 times again because it's really good, because it's absolutely true. If you cannot differentiate, you cannot sell. If you cannot differentiate, you will be left to the sales graveyard of commodities where all those salespeople compete on price. All those salespeople entering a race to the bottom that only one of them will win, but everybody who enters loses. Not a place to be. So here's the other problem. The other problem is that as human beings, we're kind of wired to fit in. So being different is counterintuitive. Salespeople have been taught for the longest time that if you can get people to like you, if you can be friendly, if you can fit in, if you can find a way to relate, if you can become a part of that tribe, then you'll win. Get people to like you and they'll buy from you. That's why there's so many expensive meals being had. That's why there's so much wine and liquor flying around at the holidays. That's why there's all these events and parties and entertainment. And that's all in an effort to make people like you. And hopefully, if they like you, they will buy from you. Here's the thing. Even if they like you, you still have to be different. You still have to have something appreciable about what you bring to the table that is going to create an outcome for them that they cannot currently get. If your biggest differentiator is, I'm really a lot of fun and it's a great time when you drink beer with me, then that is not a sustainable solution, because ultimately a more important factor is going to come around and take that buyer away from you. Secondly, there's only so much beer you can drink, therefore there are only so many customers or clients you can have if that's your big differentiator. It's got to be about more than that. It's got to be about results. And it's got to be about the results that the difference in your solution creates for the prospect or the customer. Got to start thinking about it that way. So what I want you to do before you make your next sales calls, I want you to start thinking about what makes you different. Forget everything else you've been taught. Forget everything else you've been saying. Go back to basics, back to square one, back to the foundational elements of why you took the job you took to sell the thing that you sell. Understand what about your solution is different. Then start to speak about that difference in terms of your customer, in terms of why your prospect or your customer would listen to you, in terms of why your prospect or customer would get something valuable out of that difference. It's a little bit of a reframing of your sales process, but it's where it should start. And you can build on that. You can take that a step higher and farther every single time. That is selling, ladies and gentlemen. When you can take what makes you different, put it in terms of the customer, and show them what becomes possible by working with you. You get bonus points for showing them something that is possible that they never thought of. And when you see their eyebrows go up and you see them sit back in their chairs, that's when you know you have something. So, this takes work. This takes work that you're not used to doing. This takes work that you're not comfortable doing. Good. It's the point. Do that work. Do the hard work that's necessary to make the selling part easy, and you're going to have a lot of success. But if you want a little help, give me a call. Christie and I do this a lot. It's literally what we're here to do. It's literally what this podcast is for. Reach out to us. Send us an email, info@thewhyandthebuy.com, or hit us up on Twitter. I also do a thing every couple of weeks on Tuesday afternoons called Office Hours. You can find that schedule at jeffbajorek.com/office hours. It's literally a virtual water cooler for outside salespeople who don't have water coolers to talk around. And we talk about different stuff every time. It's a lot of fun, but that's a great forum to do something like this. But you want to figure out why you're different? Ask somebody. Ask somebody like Christie or me who can put things into the right perspective for you. And there's a light bulb moment in every single one of those conversations, and those light bulb moments will help you make more sales. If you like what we're doing here on the podcast, please subscribe. If you have already subscribed, tell a friend to subscribe. Give us a review wherever you get this podcast. Let us know that you like what we're doing. Let us know if there's something you'd like to see us do more of. You can subscribe to our newsletter at thewhyandthebuy.com. That newsletter has everything in it for the month going forward, as well as a recap of the month prior. We only send a newsletter out once a month. We're not here to bombard your inbox, but in that newsletter, you can get the link to come to our book club that we do once a month. It's the last Tuesday every month. If you're hearing this as it is released, then that next book club episode is tomorrow. We're going to go through Extreme Ownership, and just a tremendous book, and we're going to discuss that. So, look, don't forget the basics. Don't forget the real tenets behind what drive your success. And we're here to give you that stuff. That's what these Monday Musings are about. That's what our success story interviews are about. Hopefully you're able to take something from this and distill it into something useful. And keep one thing in mind, that when you know your whys, your hows and your whats get much better. I'll talk to you again real soon.